Okay.
Exactly.
Welcome, Denis from Lisbon. You are now at VIP Summit currently?
That's correct. The biggest startup conference. I actually see it
Okay.
right here.
Yeah, yeah. Show,
Yeah,
show it, show it.
exactly. Yeah. We're pitching and presenting the invoices. Yes.
Good. Okay. And at the same time, you're doing a debrief confession with me. So it's
Correct.
correct. That's the
Correct.
founder's life.
That's
Yeah.
the plan.
So let's get to it. Again,
All
I
right.
send you a brief. So it's nothing in a sense of scary, but we want to see the person behind the camera. And I know that that person has a lot to say and to show also because you're a DJ, you're a surfer. So you have this adrenalistic things, but then you have a very structured way of managing the team. So I would like to and managing your time. So I would like now today to speak more about how it felt to see yourself on screen, then slowly to get to behind the scenes, how you felt while we were filming this, because it's not that we can film everything, and especially founders are good sometimes at putting a blockage on their emotions and face on it. And then
Yeah.
thirdly, something that you've learned about yourself, about the surrounding, about the ecosystem. So this will be briefly, and please be as open as you feel you're ready to, but authentic.
All right. Of course.
So let's start
Um.
with the first part. How does it feel to see Denis and Didi voices being presented on a TV?
Yeah. Um. I won't lie. It actually looks much better than I expected. I'm pretty happy with the way. Yeah. I'm pretty happy with my performance there. It was also I tried to be as authentic as possible in the lines that the founder games yeah needed required, and so yeah I want what I wanted to say. So yeah, actually very happy. Yeah,
Okay.
positive.
Why? You say positive. Why? Please share. What specifically? Like, what were you positively surprised by?
Uh, I was afraid that yeah I'm gonna say something stupid and that I will yeah I will not present the DDD or myself to the best of the capabilities, but yeah, looks like I managed to uh, please myself and also I think also others. So
Okay. And how did you felt about yourself on the stage?
about myself on the stage, where on the
Yeah, physically.
on
Physically. You like yourself on camera?
yeah yeah I like myself on camera. Yeah yeah, it
Say
looks
the
nice.
main part. That's
Looks
good
nice.
because I know that that's also what you're thinking. So we were like this Tarzan with the hair going after the wind. You remember the founder after the walking on the stage. So yeah, good.
Yeah yeah.
What you discovered about yourself now seeing from that perspective?
Um. So yeah, the big thing is that I was positively surprised when I saw this episode. So that is a surprise, and that's a happy surprise. The other thing is that you can clearly see, uh, for example, in the challenge when we were in the room, that was like a first proper filming that we've done for extensive period of time, and you can see that yeah I was not as relaxed as on one-on-one interviews, and my mimics and the face expressions show that. Also I know I know I can see myself when and I know how I felt, so that was the big thing that I also that you can also see that
And you
that
like
was.
that. And you
Oh well,
like that because
I mean this one not that I'm particularly fond
why?
of. It's just interesting for me. Yeah, I'm not
But
against
why?
it.
No, no, but why? What's the part that you don't like?
It's not that I don't like it. It's just that I can see it. You ask me what I learned, and I now learned that the actions on camera are connected to the way you're feeling in front of the camera, and that was a very clear mark. Well, because for 80% of the time I felt very good and I liked my actions. On this part, I can see that I know that I feel a bit stressed, so that my actions were also showing that.
Yeah. So finally, you put an emotion, a name on the emotion. So it's stress. That's what I was trying to take away. So
Yeah,
you, okay, finally, you see, you say all of these things, and you just could have answered. I can see that I'm stressed, and of course you are. A lot is in the line. So it's like you really wanted to perform, as you said. You firstly felt that you wouldn't perform that good. So the first emotion that you acknowledge about yourself is that you outperform yourself, meaning you should, and maybe that's the reason why you felt stressed. And that's something that most of the founders do. Sometimes they have this imposter syndrome, that they're not sure that they are good enough, and that stresses them. It impacts. And now when you see it from the other side, from an eyes of viewer, you see that there was nothing to worry about, that actually you outperform. So
yeah.
yeah, good.
Thank you.
uh, yeah, thank you for putting the names on it.
Yeah, with
So
your
how
help,
you will,
Sonia.
yes, so how will you know what you've learned from this, how you will um, try to engage in similar activities differently?
That's actually a good question
Confidence,
because
one.
I have a pitch in 1 hour.
Oh,
So yeah, the kind of the big lesson is, I think, what we everybody kind of are aware of. If you feel comfortable, then also your actions are going to be comfortable. So just try to make yourself feel comfortable, and that's um that's pretty much it. Um,
so confidence, it's one thing, because now you know that you basically perform better than you think.
Correct.
So will
All right.
that make you more comfortable now pitching on the stage at Vip Summit?
I think so. Yeah, yeah. I mean, now when you actually pointed it out like that, I could utilize some confidence out of that. Yeah. So
Okay.
that experience of the founder games definitely gave me some a camera confidence. That's for sure.
Yeah, stage confidence also. And then it also gave you, if you don't feel good about yourself, that you don't perform well. So the only one you need to sit now before the pitch is with Denis to give him good words.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
Okay.
or with Sanya.
Okay, that's one thing. But this is just awareness. It's not Sanya's fault. It's
That's
Denis.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Now I'm just trying to package the message, because people that will watch this,
Hmm.
they also are Denis. And it's good if they can put, because sometimes we expect so much from that same person we criticize so much. And it's the same person. And we have emotion. So if I criticize myself too much, then I cannot enjoy the process, and then I cannot perform. And it's pretty logical when you say it like this.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go now about, there was one thing, in a sense of, judges felt that you were the lucky one that got the easiest challenge. Even you mentioned that. You said, it's an easy one, or something like, I really love the statement of like 3.5 minutes, easily done.
Yeah.
But now seeing from this perspective, you think that was a blessing or a curse?
Um. No, I still feel that the challenge was pretty nicely designed in my favor because yeah, it's just condensing the sales message to a shorter version, and if because I could utilize everything from essentially everything apart from the shortened time, yeah, I still feel that that was a challenge that was kind of written on my skin.
Yes. So you agree still that it was an easy challenge. You were lucky, because you were drawing cards. So,
Yeah,
and it was useful for you. But on the judge's perspective,
yeah. So I mean, I I I could say that it was luck, yeah, that I got this challenge. I don't know how I would perform on other challenges. Maybe potentially, yeah, different for sure, different. Uh, Better or worse, we will never know. What I do think, however, is that the sales practice I was doing before that just simply coincided with that particular challenge. So yeah, I could use that knowledge from before and apply it here. And yeah, I lost my train of thought. What was the question?
Yes. No, you're answering great. So basically you one thing you had luck, but on the other hand, you want to say that you anyway sail a lot and meet clients. So it was a
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the second reason why it's
yeah.
an easy challenge.
If so, exactly, yeah. So if someone else might have gotten that challenge, they could be, if they do not, if they cannot say what they want to say in a short and tight message, then it wouldn't be easy for them. So I say the challenge was for me it was lucky. For me it was
Yeah.
nice challenge. Yeah,
Yes. I'm asking this because behind the curtains, I will tell you how the evaluation process went. So
yeah,
you had the same ideal buyer persona with iLeftlet, and then Unique Gene had the same with EasyPass. And the judges, so a clear winner from the challenge of the families was Unique Gene, the clear winner on your side, because you even booked meetings immediately after that, was you with
yeah,
these companies. But when the judges, and this is something that I'm telling you now as a, I mean, it's not a secret, but
yeah.
it's behind the scenes. When they saw both of the challenges, and because they looked the preparation process and everything, they saw your approach easily done. And then they saw because Yasemin was at first stressed, but then that made her, because her challenge in their eyes seemed harder. So
Yeah.
it felt like she gave more and put more on the line. They said, okay, this is like she brought bigger value, performed better in the
Mm,
challenge because it was on them to decide. So and what I want to point out is not that it's right or wrong, but that sometimes founders feel when they have a challenge, especially if it's hard, they don't realize that sometimes brings them to better solutions and
that,
gain.
that sometimes challenges when they're hard, sometimes they bring you to a better solution. In terms of when something is hard and you feel that's you've put a lot of work in it, then that leads to the better outcome on that particular thing because someone else perceived something that's harder than the other thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
No, it's because you already had sales practice before, to you it wasn't that much out of the comfort zone. On the other hand,
yeah,
no one does sales without words. So it was a normal out of the comfort zone
yeah,
challenge. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
it was so, and that pushed her to actually create a theater.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, it's a bit more
That's
unorthodox than normal sales pitch. That's for sure.
meaning sometimes problems in businesses of startups push founders to create outside of the box product solutions,
Solutions.
pivots, approaches to. So this is also one thing that I wanted to point out. But what you want to point out, something that wasn't demonstrated on camera that you feel like it's useful to be shared as a fun fact, weird fact.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I could have laughed more. I could be, I was pretty serious on the stage, and of the, I think the vibe of the Easy Pass or the vibe of Unique Gene was, more positive and it was more funny and stuff. I took the challenge very seriously, very execution based, and this is what needs to happen. No time for emotions, but at the same time, what we have learned, well, what I learned of all that challenge is exactly what Unique Gene said. That yeah, it's the sale at the end of the day is emotional sale. It's not about the right process; it's about the emotions. The process is there to assist with all the information. So that was a very good reminder for myself, and seeing myself on camera, um, yeah, just remind me, just smile more, man. Just
Yeah.
be more relaxed and just smile more.
And this is interesting because it's an observance that I also had, and that's why I'm towards this because I know Denis behind the camera and behind the show, and they're two different people. So why do you think is that? Is it do you, like some argument that you feel like why do you think you approach? So let's forget there's nothing wrong in it. So let's forget what you
Yeah.
saw yesterday. Why do you think you need to put this person there, very executive, tough, structured, and then on the other hand, you're the person that parties the most with me on the parties after.
Yeah.
So
All right, that's true. Well, yeah, it's just I'm not putting a persona in front of the camera or a mask. It's just that uh, I'm just so focused on what I need to do. Then then I just think about this, and also then on that specific challenge, I also felt the outward pressure, or I made the pressure that how will people think about that challenge uh, to myself internally. So those two things combined, then yeah, just made me come very much here and not think about emotions and just think about, okay, how are we gonna do that thing.
Yeah,
So
detached. I think the proper word is detached from the situation, detached from the emotions, and at the same time with enjoyment. Because you could see, in the sense of Yasemin, she was really having fun in the process. They were all having fun. So it was not that they were stressed, or
yeah,
it was fun. Not
yeah,
just smiling, fun.
I wouldn't say detached from the actions and detached from the process
Emotions,
yeah,
emotions detached,
yeah,
actions.
and detached from the enjoyment that I could definitely have more enjoyment. Uh, yeah, that's for sure.
And strategically, do you think founders should be more focused and structured, or you think enjoyment in that process is also important, seeing in long term?
I mean, it's an obvious answer, right?
No,
Uh,
it's not.
it's not. I think you should definitely enjoy the process, and it's again a good reminder to, yeah, I guess just breathe and see the stuff on the long term enough basis. Because if you get too caught up on day to day execution, then you don't, yeah, you're not really enjoying the process. You're just, performing the tasks all the time. So it's good to sometimes step back and take a look at it and see, oh, look, we've done all of that. Um,
Yeah,
but I do think, well, I just speak for myself. Mm, I think structure and fast execution, it's specifically in early stage, very important. If you can squeeze the time from a thought to the action as much as possible, then you can do so much more than if you, oh, let's do this by the end of the week. So
yeah. Yes, long term, it's more, and also this challenge actually. Yeah, now I understand why you said it's obvious, because yeah, this challenge showed that it impacts even the results, the enjoyment, not only of the founder, but also of the success at the end, the enjoyment. So
yeah. So that's the other thing, right? Uh, like um, the people tap into each other's emotions or each other's energy, and the energy of enjoyment is contagious. So um, yeah, a good reminder.
yeah, okay. Something about teamwork, because I have to point this out. If you just look the teamwork, you were really looking like organized in a sense of how you delegated the work, how you listened everyone in the team, but at the same time you were the one leading. So outside it looked like a proper managing delegation, etc. But now I want to ask your perspective. How much actually from the other people ideas, Stefan and Mariana, entered in the end goal?
Um, yeah, I was actually thinking about it yesterday. I think there were two very important components to that. Uh, my experience gave the pitch an overall structure from the way the sales kind of process should go. But Mariana's input was very valuable because she explained it to me in very, very simple terms as the someone that doesn't know what we are doing, which is what you want. And then Stefan's input was uh, to suggest an idea about, let's insert the Macedonia on there. Let's start with the fear-based thing, those two things combined with yeah, just comments now and then that I now forgot was very valuable. Um,
Mm,
so I like to discuss ideas through conversation when there is a thing that I need to discuss about. At the same time, yeah, I felt like I know about the structure that I want to build. So with this, I didn't need any support. Um,
Yes. Yeah, yeah, but it's what I want to point out is that I think you also proved yourself. I just when it that's what now you explained is that you're a good manager also, because I know you had these doubts like, okay, now I'm managing this tech people, and I remember once you told me I need to tell them an information now that we will work with tasks, etc., how they will accept this. So now what you've learned related to that.
um, from that particular challenge, nothing much that I would take in with me afterward. I actually learned about much more, yeah, now in the recent trip in Sri Lanka, where I'm now onboarding 2 new team members for the go-to-market. And it's exactly the discussions that we're having now. How much execution versus how much team managing and emotional support you need to give to the people, and bringing that team spirit energy up so that
Mm.
people want to do something compared to that they're told to do something, even if they're told to do something in a nice way. It's a different energy. And
But you
considering,
listen. the
yeah,
the
yeah,
the
of
reality
course,
is that you were listening on the challenge, and then you gave them individual tasks. So that's what I want to point. So it's like you listened to them, and I just wasn't sure how much of what they said and did impacted the end result. That's why I asked you. But if it did, that's
yeah.
proving you that you have the ability to listen. It's not micromanaging.
I agree with that, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, it's like me pointing the best sides of you and you being unaware of it. Ah.
Uh, no, and it's not that I'm unaware of it. I think that uh, I think that I can listen, of course. It's not that I didn't know about it. Um, it's more about um, it's more about what I was saying now. It's more about um, it comes back to this execution versus the the energy that you're showing to the people. Um,
Mm. Yeah.
and because you know me, I quickly can go back to this is what we need to do, right?
Yeah.
Very logical and driven, and that. But
Yeah.
not everybody is like that. And coming back to the presence on the stage and people tapping into emotions, it's sometimes even more important than specifically when leading a team to lead with
Yeah.
emotions, to lead with the energy, to lead with that, not with executions.
Yeah.
And that is just another example. This challenge is just another example of a reminder uh, where I know I was thinking about it on camera. Um,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
the ability to listen, yeah, I listen to people. It's
Yes.
what I typically want to do if they have something smart to say.
Yes. But you're right. It's emotions. Even when it's your team, they buy. They're also buyers at some point. So if
Correct.
you and as you said, people buy with emotion. So even your
Yeah.
teammates, sometimes they don't understand. I have this things in my team when I say, but I made this decision because this and this argument, and it was shocking for me that no one remembered the argument. They just remembered my emotion that, okay, this is what we do, this is how we handle it. So that
Yes.
was a bit for me also revealing. It's like, okay, the emotion that I spoke mattered more, not spoke, showed mattered more. They don't remember what I said.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And slowly going to the end, I would like just to pinpoint about the redemption.
Yeah.
So the judges gave a comment that you didn't mention um, anything about the success, like the clients that you have, and you did mention in the presentation.
Yeah.
Uh, so how did that felt going there at the replica? and listening that they gave some feedback that you obviously don't agree. So what was the emotion, and how did that impact it? You think it impacted the right way, the bad way of your replica? Your
Hmm.
opinion. It's
Yeah, yeah. Um, well, people remember what they remember. So I can look this from two different angles. I can look at it. Oh, it looks like I didn't point out the proof, the social proof that we have sufficiently, which means that I could have inserted it again on the end with a couple of logos and stuff. That was what I think Book and KO were trying to say, which is very good feedback because yeah, they were there, they listened, and they didn't remember it. So obviously there could be some improvements because the things were in there. So but nonetheless, considering that I said it with Liksichka Pivovarna and thousand end clients, uh, I felt yeah, I felt a bit surprised. Um, and when I made the defense speech or defense comment, um, I noticed with myself that so it was again coming back to the big stage for the first time. So there was again this bit of a camera stress, but I think the beginning it's so important that you ex- express the value of the person that you're giving the comment back to. So essentially, starting with yeah, thank you for your comments, etc. The delivery, the emotional delivery. It's so important.
as you started now, yeah, as you started now explaining, like they gave because of this, and it's important to be mentioned twice.
Yeah.
But I had it. Maybe you didn't mention because I forgot to put twice. So it's like a
So
very good communication that
so
way.
the whole kind of redemption thing was my comment was executed well, was done nicely, but towards the end, I noticed on the camera that the way I phrased it could be seen, or there was could be a slight nuance of I'm like throwing it in their face. Hey guys, you haven't seen it.
Yes.
It was really there, and the delivery aspect of that could be done in a better and a nicer way, and it's the impact what has impacted that was yeah always a 60-second time pressure, the
Yeah.
cameras and etc. So what I would do next time is start where I started, pointed out the obvious thing, and then finish up with something positive or as a thank you remark again, in
Mm.
order to for the message to be delivered in a way that they would not feel that I'm rubbing it in their face. Look,
Yeah.
you were wrong, I was right. But look, it's all together, Um, so
Yes, yes, yes.
that's kind of the only thing. And when then I said my stuff, I just turned and went back. So
Yeah.
it was again, very look. I'm here to do a certain tasks, and I'm gonna do it. I've done it. Finish, drop the mic, and go away.
Yeah. Thank you.
Uh,
Why are you not seeing it? You didn't do your task. But you know what's the
yeah.
problem? But you know what's the problem? When you try to sell something and they're investors, they're judges. In reality, you're selling them to go to the redemption round. Sometimes we as people, and here it's a proof that you're an emotional being at the end. Because here that's the first proof. But at the end, if you want to sell to them, the person whom you're selling should never feel like they didn't do their job or they're
Yes.
stupid or like
Exactly.
you encourage them indirectly to think, oh look, maybe I missed it, but
Yeah.
he's saying this is very important, it should be twice. Okay, so only to finish with this, you just finished their three sentences, you finish and we're done.
All
the
right.
founder game the founder games taught me that
Yeah, the founder games taught me that I know more than I thought I knew about yeah different challenge, so different skills which were tested which were tested through the challenges, and at the same time exposed what the majority of the conversation that we had today was, and it is how important it is to be in tune with your emotions and to express them in a sufficient way. And for the challenges, I'm afraid to see the next episode that I'm in, because that's exactly the redemption round, where I think was my weakest point in terms of how I performed in terms of the challenges.
Okay, don't start now again with the imposter syndrome. You see, you're doing it again. It's coming now. You just be happy about today and about what you see yesterday. You did great. Let's see. Maybe you will be surprised then again. Okay.
Let's see, let's see. But that's what Founder Games taught me. You asked me,
Okay.
and I delivered.
Okay. No, it didn't taught you to overthink. I'm sure that.
That,
No, stop. It
that
was a good sentence. We'll just delete that part.
all right.
Okay. Second, the hardest part of building isn't the business, it's
It's managing people. Because you need to show his emotion.
I couldn't agree more. Oh my God. In my sense, I show too much. So, and again, it doesn't work. If I could speak to haters now, I'd say,
Taima, bre.
yeah, that's it. You have a hater also in yourself, so to yourself. So speak to Denis. What's your problem, dude? Chill down. Okay, good. So now speak to that Denis and do great on that pitch. Firstly, say, cool down a bit, go there in the corner, because anyways, you don't do anything. So let me do my job now at the stage. Great
Thank you,
talking to
Sanya.
you.
That was
Good
fun.
luck.
Yeah.
Indeed. Enjoy, and yeah, see you soon, I hope.
See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.
Ciao.